Morning Reeya, it's Miss Paul here. I'm going to go through your Year 13 blog and give you some feedback. So I can see that we start with an introduction post, then we've got a poplet, so I'm going to click on this and then give you some feedback in a second. Okay, that looks good. I'm now going to scroll up and have a look at your Prezi for Gothica. Okay, your Gothica Prezi looks good. And then we've got the codes and conventions of horror and thriller films. Yeah, absolutely. Horror and the response. I'm going to have a look at this and then feedback to you. Your video for The Awakening is really good. I like the use of technology there. Just remember that part of the process is to talk about how it's having an impact on how you are going to use various different features when it comes to making your own film. Don't forget that bit. So I'm going to watch your Prezi. I'm going to look at your Prezi and your poplets and then I'll feedback to you. So I've just mastered your Prezi for, I can't remember, Rosemary's Baby, I think. No, Let the Right One In loads up. I've just looked at the work that you did on The Shining in terms of the reviews. I like the fact that you've talked there about how it's inspiring you. I think your poplets look good. Again, make sure that things are inspiring you and you go into a lot of detail around it. So I'm going to have a look at this Prezi now and then I'll feedback to you. Good analysis of Let the Right One In. Do need to have some information there about how it's going to influence the creation of your coursework. Got the blog links for your group members. Got an inspirational board. Good, I like that. And then I'm going to click on and look at your emails. Excellent analysis of The Shining. I mean, the thing all of the way through is all of the work that you're putting in. Things are media rich. Things are analysing the text that you've looked at. There's a really clear sense of journey through your coursework, but you just have to make sure that you're linking it back to what you're going to do in your coursework. So I'll have a look at this poplet and I'll also have a look at this Screencast-O-Matic and then I'll give you some feedback. So I've just watched your video about your audience research, which I thought was really well put together. Please be aware, though, that you need to be really careful because actually, yes, more males voted. That doesn't mean that more males watch horror films. That means that more males write reviews on IMDb. So be really, really careful that you don't get waylaid by that. And think about what it's telling you about. If these are films that are similar to you in terms of content and style, what does that tell you about what you're thinking you should do in terms of who your target audience is? Like, be a bit more specific about who they are. So if we then carry on, we come up to a video about poster research. So I'll watch this and then. Great analysis of the film posters. You really know what you're talking about and you use really good media terminology. But what are you thinking you're going to make in your film poster? That's the bit that's missing out. So if we scroll up, I'm going to have a quick look at this Prezi and then feedback. Looks good. Yeah, you show an understanding that you've researched different film studios. We've got a mood board slideshow. I'm going to have a look at this and then feedback you. Good use of images. It's clear where your inspiration is coming from. I'm going to have a click on this and then I'll feedback to you. That's good. You show a clear understanding of the different film magazines, but it's the same piece of advice that I've given you repeatedly. How is that going to link to what you yourself do for your film magazine? You can see that we've got some film ideas, and then the beginnings of the planning. Okay, so we're getting there. Like, what you've put on there is really good. I've said it about 20 times during the recording of this, but you have to show how your research is going to influence the design for your coursework. If you don't do that, you're going to massively limit your marks. So really go back and think about each of the posts that you've put on there and sometimes you've done it, but not always, how can you show how it's inspiring you and how you're going to embed those ideas. Lots more work needed around target audience on there as well. I know that, we're only in September and you've got a couple of months yet before this is due in, but you've got a lot of really good stuff and you should be really pleased with the work that you've done. So where I think you sit at the moment is I think you sit in a grade C about 12. It's not complete, but it's complete for September. Research into similar products is really good, less so for target audience. Beginnings of evidence of planning. Technology is really, really good. Communication skills are great. So at the moment, I'm going to say that you've got a C12. And then with that focus on your sense of journey more, I think you can easily get up into an A for the finished product. Well done.